it wouldn't work until you relogged.
Right, I'm starting the stream back up.
Okay.
I just brought it down while I was Skyping you.
I must buy a new headset.
You must.
Despite the fact the sound quality on these Skullcandy headphones is really good, the microphone quality isn't exactly marvellous.
No, what kind of microphone is it you're using? Is it actually one attached to the Skull Candies?
It's not even attached, it's implanted within one of the headset earpieces. She's very clever, but not so great for sound quality.
Yeah, not so great for actually speaking into.
I bought it to listen to music.
Fair enough.
Okay, we're now in Champion Select, I believe.
Yep, the stream I think is up, or people are watching adverts, one of the two.
Oh, the stream is definitely up. We've got Lisa in jungle, Caitlyn Nuna bottom. Yet another different mid for Goose. He's now playing Cassiopeia.
Because why play the same thing twice?
Exactly, and again we've got that Jax top, though he is taking teleport.
I think that is because he's facing the Shen in top lane this time. Although, there seems to be a teleport in the enemy AD carry. Well, in the purple team AD carry.
Is that a failed swap?
That's what I'm concerned about right now. I'm gonna find out on that.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to assess logging.
Yeah. Because that could be very critical for this team if they've actually failed that swap right now.
Wouldn't you just dodge?
I don't know. Oh, walking is down. Well, gonna have to try and find out in game.
Crazy Doji.
Crazy Doji. Sounds like the sort of person who'd play top lane. I mean, I don't really see any reason to run teleport on the AD carry, to be honest.
Saying that, Sivir is definitely one of the better split pushers in the game.
That is true, but with Shen on your team, would you really want your AD carry split pushing? And teleport.
Maybe the idea is Sivir can go and push top with him for ultimate split push. Then Sivir can teleport in while Shen holds.
I suppose
It'd be definitely innovative. Whether it works or not is a completely different question.
Yeah, but I feel like teleport's a more natural summoner spell to go on Shen. Like, I feel like he gets a lot out of the teleport. Obviously, he can ult and then go back and save his own tower, or he can split push one lane and then teleport to another to take the tower there.
Yeah, normally you would expect the teleport on the Shen.
Because it's definitely very strong on him. And it just, I mean, with the global presence he already has, teleport's just a little bit unfair. Are we going to get white screen this time? We are. We're always going to get white screen.
You would describe it as a white screen. I see a black screen.
Oh no, we get black then white.
Oh.
See, and then the game starts.
Okay, we're looking at Gold Elo team. Now here we are. Much better skins this time. I rate this team much more highly. Warlord Shen, definitely a skin I like. The most ridiculous attack animation I've ever seen.
It's very dramatic. You know, he's really going for it. He really hates you with those auto attacks. He wants you dead. Wildfire
Zyra, does it still have the bugs with the plants where they're invisible?
I don't think so. I think you can now see the plants.
Because that was real pain, randomly being attacked by bushes. I was like, what is going on?
It's the vegetation, man, it hates.
The only thing I'm wondering is, are they going to run some form of strange lane swap with this Sivir teleport?
They could do that, and I mean, they both have skins for their respective champions, so it looks a little less likely that it's a missed swap.
But they failed the swap. Definitely, and this Dark Valkyrie Diana is a really nice skin. Well, whatever happens, I'm glad Jax has teleport too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know if they're just running extra TPs because, you know, they think someone's going to run TP against Shen. We best run a TP. TP's become very popular now. I've noticed that a lot of mid laners you find run it.
I think the reason for this is that mid-game pressure has overtaken late-game ability. You know, this mid-laner teleport I was talking about last game, actually. I don't really need a combat summoner because they don't tend to fight that much 1v1 mid. It's not like a top laner where you're banging your heads against each other 24/7.
Yeah. And if you do get fights in mid lane, it tends to be a quick burst. Someone's dead or they've got away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the end of it.
And especially when you're running certain mids who have this kind of form of sustained damage, like Rise, like Karthus, you've probably got something left to throw.
Yeah.
Ignite, it's helpful, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the summon is a lot less of a sacrifice on a mid laner than it is on a top laner.
Rising Phoenix have pushed in, and they have got the ward down there, and they're just going to back out.
Back to their old tactics. I don't know why.
Caitlyn just
They're
leaving the
banned
base.
for a bit.
Caitlyn starting with the Doran's Blade. Very interesting. Sever opting to start with the cloth armor.
Well, the reason for the Doran's Blade, it's a fair amount of burst coming out from the, if you get the bind down on the E from the Zyra, with the Sever double proc on Q, you do want a bit more health against that. Secondly, there's a little bit of sustain in lane, but more importantly than anything, with the Nunu buff, they're really able to push hard. And the more auto attacks you get off, the more health you get off the Doran's Blade. I really don't feel like it's a bad decision at all.
Fair enough, and there seems to be none of this crazy lane swap you were talking about. It seems to just be very standard. Solo tops, solo mid, AD carry support bottom lane.
So the reason for the teleport is yet unknown.
And we still have no Lol King to confirm whether Crazy Doji is in fact a top laner.
Actually, the reason they may be running teleport is Nunu Caitlyn tends to push a lane very fast and then go for tower push. Say they're going to afford to back off with their low health and immediately teleport back to lane. Not only not losing XP, but also keeping that tower at high health. Maybe that's something they felt they were worried about. I don't know.
But I feel like the teleport or the Sever is a big sacrifice. I mean, you could have run something like Barrier or...
Barrier or Cleanse, exactly. His survivability, I mean, maybe not Cleanse on Sever who has the spell shield, but...
The Barrier definitely gives a lot of HP. But that said, if she cleanses the Cassie royalty, the Jack's stun can still hit her, and being held still for, you know...
No time at all, because you have your cleanse still up, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pixel's invading very hard on Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao's not normally something you want to invade, and he's going to die for that.
You know, he's not. He's gotten away with it.
I don't know why he dived. Do you think it was a fail on his part? You didn't quite mean to follow it?
No, I think he definitely walked towards the wall trying to follow that up. Very confused with Diana's choice to ignite him there.
Well,
I mean, he was dead.
Diana's choice to ignite him was certainly not as bad as Lee Sin's
His choice to dive. Yeah.
One and the same.
Lee Sin decides...
I mean, he has taken out 2 flashes and ignite. Diana's got behind him foam. Xin Zhao is behind in the jungle. Who got Xin Zhao's red buff? Did anybody get Xin Zhao's red buff?
It is now being worn by Diana.
Nope.
No.
That's Lee Sin's red buff.
That's Lee Sin's red buff.
Xin Zhao is going again. Will Lee Sin go straight back there? Something tells me he won't.
No, I'd be quite scared to go back to that red buff.
It'll give small advantage to Cassiopeia mid though.
Well, not with Diana on the first blood.
That's what I meant. A small advantage against Cassiopeia. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yes, clearly it's a huge advantage to be a kill down.
Yeah.
I feel that's very important in all teams to be a kill down.
A kill down on every lane at all times.
I tell you what, I wish there was a way to set it so that your settings of where each player is on either team remain the same in spectator mode. Instead of each time you go in, you have to reset it. But I guess it is what it is.
I wish I remembered to stop following Zinzao, because we've been following Zinzao for about 30 seconds, and he's just been clearing his jungle and walking through mid lane. But we're back on directed camera now.
A slightly more interested result in Xin Zhao running around his jungle. Caitlyn taking early advantage.
Jack's ganking mid. Is he going to dive this?
Ganking mid? Is that even with a teleport? No.
Oh,
apparently
Cassio gonna die for that. Takes 1 too many tower hits.
Don't think that was worth it, but maybe she thought she could get away with it.
Well, in fairness, it does clear the buffs off of Diana. Well, it clears the red buff,
That's
but
very
Cassio
true.
did lose her blue buff. And Zyra's going very aggressive, and there's Zinzao. Very close to dying by Miramax there, but as always, he's gonna get out.
Yep, I feel like that Doran's Blade was definitely a good decision. That health was massive in that engage.
Oh.
The other thing with health is his effective health is even higher due to barrier. And that's a lot of burst you have to put through to kill him through barrier and the Doran's Blade.
Indeed.
And he's not exactly slow with a Nunu buff on him.
Yeah, how's to see it?
Haven't got that long to kill him. So yes, it's looking fairly even across the board. I mean, Diana 4 or 5 up, you can expect that after the first blood. Caitlyn ever so slightly ahead, but I'm assuming that's about to change because he must be going back to base sometime soon.
You would hope so, because he looks to be on very low HP. Jax and Shen about even. Jax obviously has this nice wave pushing in at his tower.
There's a huge difference between sustaining lane from a Doran's Blade and no health pots when you have 20 health, but now Saber's got just as low health.
So if you use, what has Goose decided to pick up? Diana going for the Chalice while Goose is only able to afford the double Doran's rings. So it means that...
I don't think that Goose will go for the Chalice at any point.
I think Goose is about to go down right now. Yeah, and there he goes.
Yeah, there's no way he's getting out of that. What he may well go for is a Tear of the Goddess, but I'm not sure.
Well, he may well go for is a couple of wards right now, because he does have the money for it.
Might come in handy.
Yeah.
Might just come in handy. It's very unusual that we see Vision pick up no wards on Lee Sin before picking up a Sidestone.
Yeah.
Saying that, when was the last time he backed? Just now.
No, yeah, that's him just
before that, I think he had just a Hunter's Machete, so that would explain the lack of warding.
Definitely wants to get that Madred's Razor up, get his farm going, despite the fact that I despise that item.
I feel like it's very effective. You know my opinions on it.
Yeah.
Besides, Vision's pretty bad at farming in the first place. Keeping an items clear his jungle faster would be very irritating.
It's a very
Not
interesting...
quite sure how Nestro's falling behind Shen in farm. Might have something to do with the fact that he's chasing him across the lane, but I mean, he did go and gank mid.
Well, he did have 6 or 7
didn't
creeps
teleport
pushing
back
towards
up,
him there.
That's very true.
That Shen didn't actually have. I mean, you can see very clearly that the wave top lane is definitely pushing towards blue side.
Which couldn't be working much better for Jax, I have to say, because he can body Shen right out of lane at the moment. Well, Shen just picked up cloth. Well, he's got cloth armor, giant spell, and ruby crystal.
Yeah, he's quite tough.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think I don't know. I'd much prefer the decision to pick up some boots. I think that makes his level 6 ganks a little bit more effective if you can just run that little bit faster.
That's true, but boots aren't going to do a huge amount against Jax.
That's true. Get the clutch dodge of the counter-strike, maybe.
Besides, I don't think he's going to gank with his ult. I think he's going to counter Nestor's teleport. I think he's going to save it for that. Because if he ults first, then Jax is just going to follow with teleport.
If he ults anywhere near Jax, Jax will just stun him out of it.
That's true too. No, I really don't understand how players let that happen. I suppose when it's a clutch ultimate to try and save somebody, I understand it. But when it's a let's go kill something ultimate, you just don't do it in front of someone. But I do think at this point we have to mention Goose's brilliant Karthus play yesterday when he decided to ult right in front of an Anivio with stun up. And yet again, the lack of warding on the RPG side is frightening.
Yeah. Diana just able to walk in, say hello,
No wards.
kill him.
No wards at all. You know, Diana drops a ward, sure, that's helpful. He's got a ward in try, but...
It doesn't stop Diana walking
really
up there ever. Nunu baiting very hard for Lee Sin, and there's Zenzo.
Yeah.
Oh!
There's the Shen ult, which is very badly communicated and completely ineffective.
I think they have to pick up a dragon. Nope, everyone's just gonna recall. Recall feeling very sad with himself.
Oh, there's 700 gold ahead. 3 kills up. This is probably the least pokey team we've seen.
Yeah.
In terms of RPG, however, you do have to have that ominous feeling that when they group up, things might change ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Maybe I've really, maybe I'm tempting fate, and it's just going to get worse and worse. But
that is indeed a prospect.
their laning phase is definitely not their strongest phase, and even so, they're both mostly Econ CS, Caitlyn ahead, Jax ahead, Cassiopeia behind, Lee Sin 20 CS up on Xin. Don't quite know where Zin's been. Xin was the first of the Madreds, but didn't really farm as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't noticed Lee Sin counter jungling particularly. Nestor either has incredibly large balls or incredibly thick skull. He's banging his head against this million health Shen, losing health every time and just not giving up.
Oh, he's gonna keep going for it.
And he's just going to find a Xin Zhao in his face.
And still
Oh, he
no
does have
wards.
visions. He does have vision top.
Does he? Oh, he has visions, but he
not
has no
vision.
wards.
Yeah. Not literally vision, he just has a Lee Sin.
He has a gentleman called visions, but not actually any wards. Which is very disappointing. Because he could really use some of those.
I wonder if he'll get the hint at some point during the game.
I don't know, let's just hope that he's, listening in on the stream and he's hearing us scream at him, buy some goddamn wards.
Well, on a side note, there's not a single ward on either enemy's inventory at the moment. There's a few on the map, but none in anyone's inventory. And I'm really surprised with Lux's decision to go Fido Stone before pulling a Ruby Crystal in a lane with that much burst. But they're obviously very confident in their laning abilities.
Indeed, Luke still a couple hundred gold off of that Sight Stone. It's now 925 gold, I believe.
I think it's 950 actually, and then 925, and then 600 to complete.
Right, that was after the addition of the Ruby Crystal to the formula.
Actually, no, you are correct. 925 is correct, sorry.
Alright, as a support player, how do you feel about the Ruby Crystal in there now?
It's absolutely brilliant. The thing is normally after the Fido Stone, you need a bit of health before you can go Sightstone anyway. So you used to buy the Ruby Crystal to upgrade to the Ruby Sightstone, and then buy your Sightstone. Or even go straight into the Ruby Crystal. Or maybe go to Kindle Gem before it. The thing now is you can pick up your Ruby Crystal, and then you can upgrade it. And that Sightstone, that 700 gold was huge for supports.
Yeah.
Waiting for 700 gold was really difficult. Buying a Ruby Crystal and then spending 450 is so much better. Just that little break, because each time you back as a support, you need wards. If you can't afford the Sightstone, you have to buy the wards, which puts you further behind on the Sightstone. Now, Ruby Crystal and wards is a very traditional first back for a support. Following that up, you're immediately on a Sightstone. And then you don't need the wards and you're ahead. So it's fantastic for supports, and it stops as many junglers building it, and stops the junglers getting it so ridiculously early, which is the real issue with Sightstone, is when junglers were buying it, kind of 7 minutes, or even like lower than that. And the map vision coming out was all over the place, and early game pressure didn't exist.
Yes. A real bugbear of mine, you needed pink wards to gank. Hopefully now I can get some ganks.
The thing is now, you're back to the situation where one route will be warded, but both won't.
And there is actually the prospect of getting a gank in at some stage.
Yeah, unless you're talking about bot lane.
And then, there is 2 people coming down to bot lane, so this is 4-man, and the Shen ulti is available.
But they're going to see them no matter what. Actually, that's not their ward in the enemy lane brush, is it?
Nope, Zara has flashed, she's missed the route though.
Flash Eid, she's ulted,
she's missed
that too.
And there's the Shen ult, and the Shen ult gets cancelled by Lee Sin. Jax chooses to TP down now.
They can fight this.
I think they can, but they weren't really in position. They're just deciding to back off. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Goose
Cassiopeia mid tower.
pushing straight in the mid lane. That tower's down. Yep.
Something tells me this is going to be a dragon as soon as Lee Sin comes and joins the pack.
Cassio's heading up towards
I
top
feel
lane
like
just to hold
RPG
that
will
down.
make the decision to hold up with the Jax. Or maybe Jax will take mid.
I think Jax is just going to farm Lee Sin's wraiths for the moment. Just leave Cassio to go top. Yeah.
Together, the two of them. Because while Cassiopeia's top, there's no ult on Shen. Diana still hasn't backed, and they've got a Jax to take a dragon with. I don't think they'll give up that opportunity.
Yep. No, Lee Sin seems to have gone to his wraith, to his wolves.
Oh well.
Obviously not feeling confident in their ability, though he does have the pink ward on him. So
Yeah, Gambit Gaming version 2. We don't like objectives. No, well, that's a bit unfair perhaps. I think they'll be okay. That Nunu ult was very strange.
Zenzo's still hanging about the bot lane, but
Diana 1v1ing a Jax. I'm not even sure who would win that at this point in time.
well, Lee Sin actually only hit one spell on her there. He only hit the Tempest Cripple on her, so Jax would have had that very much in hand. Because Diana's ulti had just gone
Oh, he
on
did hit,
cooldown.
of course, the W on the Jax,
Yeah.
which increases Jax health.
And
It's
there's
not-
Nunu Caitlyn going in, and yeah, this is their dragon. Caitlyn with the Vamp Scepter, the BF, and the Nunu buff will take that down very quickly, and that's theirs.
I must apologise. During the stream, I'm eating my dinner, so
I had noticed that you're just like gagging.
Not quite as talking as much as I could, and occasionally completely surprised when I tried to say something and realised I was still with a mouthful of food. So I'm sorry.
You're just spraying stuff at your computer right now.
Oh no, not quite that bad. You see, this time he's gone straight for the Blade of the Roaring King. Obviously, Shen stacking health, Xin stacking health. As we always say, you know, the AD carry would eventually pick up a Warmogs. One assumes that Diana's going to either go Rod of Ages, and one's a bit late for that, or Rylai's, or perhaps even just the Warmogs.
League of Warmogs.
And the Double Doors. I mean, I don't know. In some ways, I like the League of Warmogs better. It extends teamfights a lot. Teamfights are a lot longer. They're a lot more about that sustained damage. It's not all about we burst you with AoE and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't limit your build path so much anymore. It's much better than League of GA.
It is. I feel like League of Warmogs takes even, like, because the team fights are so extended, you do actually need more skill to execute it than the League of GA, which is,
exactly.
Oh, I live twice. No real argument about it. I have 2 lives.
That was a very kited Xin Zhao.
Yeah, I feel really bad for any Xin Zhao playing against the Nunu, because it's very difficult.
It's not just Nunu either. It's the fact that he's got Nunu and then he's got Jax jumping away, Lee Sin jumping away, Caitlyn eating away. I mean, really, he can focus Cassiopeia, who doesn't really have any escapes, but then she's probably just going to ult him in the face.
Yeah.
And then spend her time going Q, W, Q, W, Q, W, you just got kited. Yeah, not the nicest game to be playing as Xin Zhao in. One thing I do have an issue with is the way that Xin Zhao players initiate right now. Don't quite understand what it is with Xin Zhao players and jumping in and ulting people into all sorts of random directions.
Yeah, it's much more effective to actually try and ult them back into your team or, you know, single them out, but...
Or split them up. Yeah.
Yep.
Or even to ult one person who's at the front after eating them so that you knock the rest of their team away.
But that's not how one does it when they're mans out. You just go in, you go deep.
Because R does damage, yeah?
Yeah. So much.
I should comment just a minute ago. We watched Chris trying to cancel somebody's teleport by killing the minion they were teleporting to.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision. I thought I was just going to let him away with it.
I don't know what was in his mind, but it was kind of sweet.
I believe the thoughts going through his head were, herder.
I feel like that's a very, very dead Jax.
Yeah, but they have taken a tower bot lane, and they could easily get
You have
second.
to say something. That was a perfectly executed Sivir teleport gank.
Yeah, it only took her going from the very bottom of the tower up to the very top. I'm actually going to have to leave you solo for a minute. I will be back very shortly, and I will stick it just onto directed camera.
Okay, so I'm assuming that... Actually, I should probably put my own camera on directed camera. All we've got is a push bot compared to a push top, and the action coming in, Lee Sin diving in. I really don't feel like there's much he can do at this point, but he's going to do his best to defend it bravely while Cassiopeia's on her way up. Actually, Jax teleport in 2 seconds. They could well turn this around if Cassiopeia makes a move, and that's Jax coming in from behind. Lee Sin chasing up. A little bit of lack of communication. I feel Lee Sin didn't quite stay with them, but that's a phenomenal stun there by Jax. He's going to chase with the Ghost and the build shot Cutlass, while Lee Sin does eventually take out... well, Cassiopeia takes out the Sivir. After Lee Sin chases, and I feel like that's an incredible waste of time from Jax. He's never going to kill anything. And the pings are going down on Baron. One assumes that the team is eventually going to turn around on Baron. Bottom tower going down to Diana and Zyra, but that's a free Baron given away, I feel. And there we go. Then no pink ward, no extra vision given, but fortunately it isn't actually warded from the purple side either. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them to take this out.
I've returned and there's Baron happening.
Yeah, Jax with a teleport gank up to top, with the Lee Sin and the Cassiopeia chasing. They closed out 2 enemies and then they pushed onto Baron. It was free, there was no vision on it, they didn't have a pink ward, but they got lucky, but it wouldn't really have mattered anyway because Zyra and Diana were split pushing bottom.
Okie dokie, so just nicely execute Baron. I'm surprised that the bot tower didn't go down from the Nunu Caitlyn push. Didn't actually get to see what stopped that.
And Diana.
That'll be why they were bottom.
Yeah, and Sivir sacrificing her life.
Fair enough. Ping's going down from the purple team, trying to see if Dragon's still there, but unfortunately that is long gone.
And even if it was, I don't think that Baroned up RPG are really going to care too much about a dragon this second. I think they're really going to be looking to go for bigger advantages.
Yep, it feels like Zinzao knows that this is coming up soon. Because he is just standing there.
I feel like Xin Zhao is wrong.
I feel like his timer might be somewhat like a minute out.
Yep. 52 seconds out. But if he wants to hang around for 50 seconds, I mean, I'm not going to criticize. Dragons are very important things and large foes that can be very competitive to play against.
Shyvana is very strong these days. I wish.
F on me. Anyway, not back to Shyvana. I'm intrigued by this Shen kind of split counter push, I guess.
Yeah.
Despite having the Shen ult and being a Shen and, well, having his no damage whatsoever to push waves with, I guess that's where his problem's coming from. He hasn't finished his Sunfire Cape, would have gone for that first before the Warmog Spires him, especially against his Jax. But he spent his entire time pushed to his own towers.
I was very curious that Shen can't, because I mean Shen is split push. Shen epitomizes what it is to split push.
So none of his skills enabled him to split push. I mean, obviously his ultimate is the reason he split pushes, but none of them enabled him to actually push the waves. And without a Sunfire Cape or any other form of item like Wit's End, Static Shiv, anything else that you can use to push the wave, he's not exactly a very quick split pusher.
No, I definitely think that Sunfire Cape is essential.
Not to mention the Warmog's cost has been nerfed. I mean, I know the Sunfire Cape has been nerfed as well, but that's a difference of 20 or 30 gold, really, for what you're getting. Because of the new increase in health from Giant Spell. I don't really... I don't know. Bizarre item choices coming out.
Shen ulti is down, and oh, the Casio ult catches quite a few people.
I feel like it's just gonna kill nothing, though. I mean, Vision may eventually kill the Shen, but only the Zyra going down in exchange to the Jax. I don't really think that's worth it, though they are going to take a tower for this. Talking about interesting item choices, known as Mana Potion. I'm fairly sure that's been in his inventory for at least 10 minutes.
Always got to have a Mana Potion for an emergency. In case you know that in 15 seconds you're going to need 100 mana.
That's very true. One thing here that they've done very well is they decided to push the bottom lane. What this does is opens up a huge chance for Baron. When Baron respawns and you've got the super minions pushing in, and are they going to try and end this game?
They could do it. I mean, Caitlyn is just pumping the damage.
Yeah, but at least in executed. Sivir is halfway into the enemy base. Teleport. Oh, that's a Jax teleport. That's game over. Oh, it's not quite up. Never mind, but that is definitely game over.
Yeah. Miramax will just kite around and just hit this. Yep, that's game over. And not quite so convinced.
A little bit better played by the enemy team.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. Definitely props to Diana. Showed a lot of presence on the map. I'm not quite sure why Sivir ran teleport, but maybe it'll help at some point.
It would be interesting to see. I'm going to check if that was a failed lane swap, because I'm going to feel really bad for them if that was actually a failed lane swap. Just gonna have
props to Sivir if she's not an AD carry.
Yeah, no, it was very well played if she's not an AD carry. Because, I feel like that wasn't the team. I feel like this client's the best thing in the world when it retrieves data from server for 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely that is the case. Oh look, I can watch it on your screen too.
Oh, right. Oh, no, there we go. No. Okay, we might get it. I don't actually know the name of the team that they just played. That's really bad. It could be these guys. Could be anyone with how so they receive data from the server. Oh, apparently just clicking. So it must be this one. Yep.
Just find the game before.
No, it looks like Sivir is their AD carry. Or no, at least looks like the guy who wasn't. Yep, and that TP Sivir is actually something they run. It's in the match history more than once.
That's definitely something intriguing.